my first live video, and we'll do it on the Promised Land Red Dwarf. I received that yesterday, watched it through. Surprise, surprise. I've already watched the Promised Land when it was on Dave initially. Thought it was fantastic. The DVD is beyond expectations. It's got some nice extras. Apart from the smeg ups, apart from deleted scenes, it's got an audience view, and it's got what the class is the Promised Docs, which is a behind the scenes. And all in all, 55 minutes, they said, but truthfully, it just was perfectly done. I think that to add to my list of DVDs, I think they've done a great job with this one. Some of the other ones have just got the smeg ups or the deleted scenes, very little else. This one, they've gone all out. It has got what is required. The movie, yes, there may be some spoilers in this, but I'll try and keep it very generic. It follows the standard routine. Funny. 5 characters. Holly's back. So, spoilers, yes. But it's got the standard format of the characters. Each one in just, they play their parts perfectly. Craig Charles, Lister, is on form as the last human who is he's going mental. He's looking for the things to keep him sane. He's searching the ship, finding other parts, considering Red Dwarf is such a large ship. They're constantly finding bits, and he's keeping junk. He's keeping junk to remind him of how good it used to be. The cat, Danny, is superb as the cat. The cat is just on point. Danny John Jules has played the cat superbly in every season of Red Dwarf. But we'll not talk about Return to Earth. That is just it's the worst season of the lot, but the Promised Land certainly pushed the boat out. The graphics and everything is just there. It shows they've obviously had a bit of cash to actually put it out. The only things I didn't really find as compelling was the feral cat leader. Great actor, and he was good in the part. However, I think he should have had a very bit more time to get used to his teeth. He just seemed to keep going as if the teeth were irritating him, and so he's constantly pulling back his lip to sort of talking like that. So I thought that was a wee bit off, because it just sort of taken you out of it. And the cat acolytes, the way they were dressed, didn't actually grab me, because every picture you've seen of Cloister has been in robes, yet they were dressed like Lister, with the cigarette coming out his ears, same type of outfit on, the scruffy look. It just didn't tie in very well. On the whole story, the way they actually put the story forward, the expanding on the cats, I thought was one of the best things they've done, because yes, Gelfs and androids and stuff like that, you can play it out, because when it comes down to it, there's no aliens. Much to Rimmer's displeasure, there's no aliens out there. They've never came across any. There's been Gelfs and the androids, or the simulants, should I say, and obviously robots, because you've got other Crichton models, you've got other aspects of it, but there's never any other alien life form. And yes, the cats technically are alien life forms, but we've already known about them since dot, and that is to do with the fact is the cat has always been there. This camera is a new camera and I don't like it. It's not got the quality, so it could be better, and I might actually flick back to my old camera. I thought I'd get this one to give it a try, but you get what you pay for, and I don't really have a lot of cash to pay for it, so I thought I would try something different. Anyway, get back to the dwarf. So we knew the cats were always there, but expanding on them because we knew 2 ships left, and one went into an asteroid or a supernova, and the other one obviously succeeded because we see the cats, and led by the feral cat. Wasn't as keen with their claws suddenly coming out because the cat had never actually shown claws up until that point, and the claws just looked a bit. I would have preferred if they'd actually had claws actually on, but yes, cats can retract their claws and not. So yes, I can understand the aspect of it, but coming out their knuckles like Wolverine type thing, no. And also the cat being very small. Funny to an extent, but just the way the claws went, I was not too keen on that. But I could see the fun aspect of a lot of the stuff they've done with the cats. And they end up where they actually sort of change their religion. And the upgrade that Rimmer gets as well with the diamond light, the way they went around it, it's not just a case of he's upgraded, sorted. It's a case of he's upgraded, but it's the same idea as they did with Hilly. They increased their IQ, but there was a downside. Same idea, they increased it to diamond light, and there was a drawback. Very well thought through. It wasn't a case of like a lot of the TV now. You get an upgrade, super, no problem, always works. It's the same idea when they've done the hologram. They could have brought another hologram in, like me squared. But the ship couldn't sustain to. Although, considering the amount of the ship they need to keep powered, why it couldn't sustain to, I never understood. Because it was shown it could because of me squared. You had 2 holograms sustained. Why they didn't bring another hologram in? It gave them the option to bring another person in. They could have brought back the original Kachansky, Claire Grogan, or it's now CP Grogan. That would have been better. Chloe Annette was really good as the alternate Kachansky, but it worked because she came from an alternate dimension. So, slight difference in the Kachansky worked because you obviously saw in Sirens the CP Grogan actually doing the Kachansky again. It would be nice to have her coming back in, but the way they did it, I don't know why they couldn't bring in Claire. I would assume it was to do with she either didn't want to do it or contractors, whatever. But I know they brought the Kachansky character back in because they were hoping to sell it to America for a movie. That never happened, and the way they did Red Dwarf in the States, they did 2 versions. The version with what's her name from Fraser? She played Daphne in Fraser. She played the hologram. The character of Lister just did not work in the American one because Craig Charles played the everyman, the slob, not the greatest looking guy. Sorry, Craig, but not the greatest looking guy, and that was the aspect of it. He was the bottom of the barrel, very low job, no ambitions, not the greatest, bit of a slob. They had the American guy in, and him going around saying, women just don't like me. Sorry, you looked at yourself? Really? It just didn't have the same impact. and then having Crichton there from day one just didn't work as well. And I think Robert Llewellyn struggled with the American cast. The guy who played the Lister, I thought, was actually quite good. And obviously the guy they've had playing the cat was, similar to Danny, was a dancer. So he had the moves, he had the feel and the look of the cat, but throwing everything the cat did throughout the first season into the introduction of the cat sort of ruined it. Oh, I'm a cat, play with string. I'm a cat, dot, dot, dot. That's mine, that's mine, that's mine. These things were sort of played out over the first few episodes to introduce the cat mentality. So he was a humanoid, and then suddenly would do things that cats do, but it would be updated. They threw all that in at the one time. That was never any good. So I'm glad when they got round to it, they could do it properly without any help from the States. I don't think they got money from the States with it, but without any help from the States to bring the look of the thing. The Promised Land, definitely, yes, as Norman Lovett says, to him it's a movie. To me, yes, it's an hour and a half, it's a movie. It was filmed in front of an audience, so yes, that's why it's called a TV special. However, it's more of a movie than it is a TV episode, even though it was an hour and a half long. And I think that it could, with the right budget, it could be a really good movie moving forward. Even they're talking about recasting, and the recasting aspect, I'm not entirely sure. But if they ever recast it, who could they get to play the guys? The five of them. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine anybody playing those parts anywhere. So I think as soon as one of the guys decide to quit it, or two or three of the guys, I suppose they can get away with one of the guys quitting. But as soon as those five guys, they've obviously gone without Norman. They've obviously gone through with Chris leaving as well. But they've obviously come back. I think the fact is, if the cast break up, that's it gone. It's not going to work with anybody else. It's the same throughout. As I've seen somebody says talking about Backwards, the ending of Backwards was superb. The cat was just one of the funniest things in all time. Every time I see that just knocks me out, because it's just, where's the cat? We obviously don't know what happened, but superb. And the way they did it, even the characters actually having to walk down the street backwards so they can reverse it so it looks like they're walking down the street forward. The amount of effort they put into doing wee silly bits and backwards, I thought was great. Red Dwarf, I think I've met Chris, I've met Robert, I've met Norman, Hattie, Chloe, and it's just the guys are just fantastic. I also got a Danny John Jules video message. My wife got it for my birthday, and Danny takes the piss out of me, which was so funny. It's actually on the channel. I think I've actually saved a link to it. You should have a look at it, because he just takes a piss. Because I like my Doctor Who, I like Red Dwarf, I like Dungeons and Dragons, I like Magic the Gathering, and he just takes all those and actually just, you can hear all the words in the right order, but he just actually twists them. You know what I mean? It's just funny. Telling everybody I'm a doctor who likes to sit in my dungeon watching Dragon's Den with my friends and watching Magic Roundabout was just, my wife would thought, oh, he's not understood it. And I thought, no, he understood it. He's just decided to take the piss. Took the piss right out of me, which was spot on. Get the piss taken out of you by Danny John Jules is spot on. It's lovely. And Robert Llewellyn was the first one I met, and spent ages talking to him. He was just such a nice guy. Friend was trying to take a picture, and you could just hear it. He flicked it onto video. I've still got it where Robert is just taking the piss out of him, just slagging him for not being able to take a picture in a phone camera, considering the amount of people that's got phones out there and not knowing how to work it. Very, very funny. Chris was really good. I met him with my daughter. Both of us were Rimmer outfits on. I was Jack and Ellie senior grade. My daughter was Jack and Ellie junior grade. And she was over the moon because even when we went to the talk afterwards, he remembered us. And when I stood up to get ask a question, he basically gave us a salute because he remembered the junior and senior. So my daughter was over the moon with that. She even normally quite shy, but she actually got up to speak to him. He just made her day. Met Norman when we were in, where was it? Glasgow Barrowland. They were doing a Comic-Con there, and managed to speak to him for quite a while. He's just such an interesting man, lived a really interesting life. The stuff that he's done in the past, a lot of his earlier stuff, it's nice to meet these guys and actually just chat to them. I've met a few people, celebrities, and some of them, yes, they're nice, but they just don't have the time to talk. They just pass you on. It's just a case of, oh, I thank you very much, sign, thank you, bye-bye. Some of them, it's a case of they'll sign the thing, maybe they just don't want to talk to you. You've got other people like the crew who are just so nice. They'll spend the time to chat to you. I remember when we met Chris, the queue was so long, and the guys kept trying to push him along because he would spend time talking to the fans, answering the questions, and then we passed, obviously telling them we need to rush, but he wouldn't push them away. It was a case of answer the questions, apologise because he's got all the other people to speak to. And I just need to actually meet Danny and Craig, and I'm assuming they're the same because I've never heard a bad thing about any of the people on Red Dwarf. It's just something that's perfect. The guys are perfect, perfectly cast. I do like Robert's Crichton better than the first Crichton. The guy who played Crichton, if he'd come back, I think it would have just been as good. But I think because I'm so used to Robert's Crichton, I think I can't imagine anybody else in that role now. So although when I watched the original episode of Crichton, which is really good, even though it looks like he's wearing a PVC outfit, which he obviously was, it just looks a wee bit too much like the American episode. It just looked as if it was actually improvised. And yes, I understood they actually brought Robert in because they couldn't get the other guy. Oh, what's his name? David something or other. But I think him going forward, it would have made it slightly different, but I think he needed to. They would have had to upgrade it, and you would have got so used to it, it would have been different. But I think because you've got Robert now, I can't imagine anybody else doing it. It's the same as Chris doing Rimmer. Yes, he is so versatile. British. The spitting image initially, he obviously can do the voices, so he's really good at a lot of those aspects of it. He's not even done his Lara Croft's Butler, so he's hit some points, but I think the fact that he keeps coming back shows he enjoys it, and I just can't imagine anybody else filling that part in. And that wee noise you hear in the background is my dog. It's having a dream. It's just obviously dreaming about Red Dwarf. When you've got cats, the dogs are actually freaking out. Hold on. Yeah, you two stop it. That's what happens when I talk about cats and I'm not talking about dogs. You hear them? Benji. I think I'll need to give them treats. That will actually stop it. But even the dogs just sit there, and every time the cats come on, it's because they do the yeah or the noises. Even the dogs go nuts, so they just obviously hear the cats. But talking about cats, the dogs don't like it, and they just actually whine. But then again, I wonder what they would do if it was dogs. But then again, I wonder what the guys would do if it was a dog instead of a cat. I just can't imagine the scruffy guy on all the time. He would probably get annoyed with the fact they would have constantly had to be scratching and acting as like a dog. I think a cat being more laid back works better than a dog in that part, and it shows when they did the parallel one, the with the two ladies, or sorry, three, because you had Hilly. That was the first initiation of Hilly, but you had the Arlene and Deb. They, I wonder who their Kachansky was. Was it Christian Kachansky or Chris Kachansky? I can't remember if they even mentioned it, because obviously you had the dog, you had Arlene, you had Deb, and who was there? Did they have a Crichton? Didn't they did at that time? So no. So it's. I would have liked to have seen who their Crichton was, and I would have liked to see who their Kachansky was, because that would have been a bit weirder if they'd actually did return to the parallel. Now there's an idea for season 14, return to the parallel, having Deb and Arlene and seeing how it's gone now. They've got their dog, they've got their Crichton, they've had the Kachansky, who plays their Kachansky. So I'll see a Chris Kachansky. But that would be fun, I think. But the Promised Land DVD, let's get back to what I initially says we were going for. The Promised Land DVD, I think the production value on it is just superb. I would love to see more of that type of production. Going forward, do you think the guys are actually want to actually do things like that? I can't imagine there'll be too many more. I think the guys enjoy it, so they'll keep coming back. But I think as they get older, they'll be wanting to do less of things like the Dwarf, because I can imagine it's Robert in that outfit constantly sweating his balls off. I beg your pardon, ladies and gents. Constantly sweating inside that. Danny having to constantly put that wig on. I've worn wigs for cosplay stuff, and a wig is roasting. So constantly having your makeup and the wig in those big suits, I can't imagine it will be comfortable for that. Craig with the leather stoting about. Leather jacket's not too bad, jeans and stuff like that, but I'm assuming in a hot studio that would actually be so uncomfortable. And then Chris with his new diamond light, which is if he's wearing the suit. These jackets are just, they look padded. So I just can't see how comfortable it'd be. I think the only one that would be comfortable would be Holly, because Norman would be sitting there with just black sheet and that is it. But same again, the guys are getting on a bit, says the guy with grey in his beard. But it's just, I can't imagine them still being able to do the full season in comfort. Nothing to do with their health and their fitness and stuff like that, because I'm sure the guys are a hell of a lot more fit than I am. But it's the fact is, you're doing all that and you're doing it in a heated studio where it's a long day and a hard job. So you imagine actually in your own job, doing 12-hour shifts, 14-hour shifts, having to wear the heavy stuff, sitting in a warm workplace, and actually just constantly going and going, and then having to be on the top of your game throughout the whole thing. Can't I even imagine doing something like that? But just because I can't imagine doesn't mean the guys can't, because they obviously, that's their livelihood. But I think Promised Land is probably the last, or I would say, if anything, maybe get another season. I would love to have another 2 or 3 or 4, but I'm just greedy because it's Red Dwarf. But I've met a few, as I said, I've met a few of the guys and girls, and I would like to meet more. I've got my JC bag, need to get finished signed. I want to get Craig and Danny to sign it. I would obviously love to get the Doug to sign it as well. I've got the other ones to sign it. So getting there, I created the bag myself. Made 2 for me and my friend. First time we met Norman Lovett, I thought, oh, I've created a JC tote bag. I'll get him to sign it. Walked up and there's my friend that I'd got the bag for. And she's standing in front of me and she got her signed first. I was gutted. Thought, made a JC bag, something new. And then I walked up and there's not Robert actually saying, oh, I've never seen one of these before. That's really good. So mine was not even first, it was second. I was gutted. Gutted so I was. But what can I say? I would recommend anybody that's not got it, although if you're a Red Dwarf fan, why have you not got it? It's the Promised Land. It is definitely something you need to get. I've still got some of my DVDs, my VCRs of Red Dwarf, Smeg Ups and stuff like that. I don't even own a VCR anymore. I used to up until a few years ago because I used to transfer all my stuff. Got my Doctor Who videos and I've got a couple of Red Dwarf videos. But I had to replace everything when it went to DVD, which wasn't hard to do. Need to keep the collection up. I've got my Smeg outs and stuff like that. I've got Smeg up stuff. Got my full collection, and I've got a few of the figures. There's a few other figures I want to get. I want to get the cat bobblehead. Not got that. I've got what is it? And I want to get the Lego. You seen the Lego one that's been on Twitter? The Starbug, the Scutters, the guys. Even you've got. They've done a Dwayne Dibley, they've done an Ace, they've also got the Gingham with Mr. Fribble. That would be a complete superb set to actually have set up in my man cave. I'm keeping an eye on that Lego one, so I never release it. Need to get a full Starbug, and I need to get a proper Red Dwarf. Got to be one that was in the DVD, but I want to actually get a larger one. There's a friend who's done a couple of models for me. He takes the standard models and then he customises them. So I've got a Viper from the original Battlestar Galactica. One side he's painted it for Apollo, the other side he's painted it for Starbug. So it depends what side you show it. It's slightly different. And he's looking at doing an Eagle from Space 1999 for me. He did do one, but somebody had already bought it before I got a chance to get it. And he had it in a landing pad, so it was superb, but got beaten to it. But I'm wanting a Starbug and I'm wanting a Red Dwarf. A decent size, maybe about that size. Slightly bigger in my head, but then again, where I'll put it, I'll have to just hang it from the roof, just hope it doesn't fall. But I definitely want to get a couple of bits and pieces. Just same idea. As I've got them at hand, as always, I've got most of my figures and stuff like that round by me. So I just need to get a Red Dwarf. I've got the Starbug. I want to get a Blue Midget as well. I have seen them on Lego, but I want the Lego versions and I want the actual collectibles. I've got a Scutter. I've got the Starbug. I need to continue moving forward. For some reason, I've got a bit of a collection habit, and I actually try to keep my collection in order. Can be difficult is the probably easiest way to do it, because I never finish one. I always start another one and then go backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. So I've got a large Doctor Who collection. I've got a large Magic the Gathering collection. I've got a large Dungeons and Dragons. I've got loads of figures. Used to have a large Warhammer collection, but I'd almost 3,000 figures. Sold them all before I got back into Dungeons and Dragons, and I regretted that one. My DVD collection, I do like physical media. I've got a load on downloaded from Amazon and stuff like that, but I do like the physical media, so I'll always buy a DVD when it comes out. I prefer the DVD, so I can just shove it on the DVD. I don't need to worry about anything, just shove it on. If I've got the digital one, I've got it on my iPad anyway. I can watch them at any time, but you just don't get the extras. The same idea when you download them. You just get the movie, the TV show, whatever. I like the extras in the DVD, and as long as the DVD's got a lot of good extras, I'm happy with it. So I'm going to actually finish there because I should be working. But don't tell the boss. Working from home is great. But the good thing is I can keep an eye on things from here, so I'm okay. Working from home is awesome. And all I need to do is say thank you very much for tuning in. And I hope you didn't mind my rambling, but I thought might as well try and go live, see how my video went, and I'll go from there. So if you like what you see and you want to have a look at more, I will try and do one a week. I don't know if I'll manage it because it depends on my workload. But I'll do a video. I'll try and do at least a video. I do magic videos and I do TV reviews, or well, DVD reviews. I've got a couple of each up at the moment. I've got one for my magic going up this week, and I'm hoping to do a review of probably Dad's Army. I've got the Dad's Army DVD box set to go over again. So that is a big box set, and it's got every season, the Christmas episodes. I've even got the movie to review, and I suppose it's not a review of that because Dad's Army, let's face it, it is just a super comedy, but I like reviewing the DVDs. What the DVDs, when you're purchasing the DVDs, what you get, is it worth it? Is the actual show worth it? And is the extras worth it on it as well? And I do like doing that. So I'm going to end up just there. So if you like what you see, subscribe, give it a share, and thank you very much for viewing into my first ramble. And PJ may be out.